Hi, welcome. I'm Vicki Vidalia and this is Sean Vidalia. Welcome to the channel. We are going to make gingery beef vegetable stew with coconut milk. And it's a twist on stew, which I'm super excited about.
Yep.
And Sean and I both love the flavor of ginger, so I think this will be a really cool combination. Never really seen this in stew, have you?
Mm-hmm.
This is a recipe from Mark Hyman, Dr. Mark Hyman, who also does the whole food cooking. Okay, let's start. I'm gonna go ahead and put 2 tablespoons of clarified butter, which is called ghee, into the pan. I love ghee, it's a high heat oil. Clarified butter is a fat that's really good for you. So don't be afraid to use it.
While Vicky's doing that, we've already chopped up. The recipe called for 4 onions, but we did 3. There's a ton of onions here. We are doubling the recipe. So we've already chopped those up. And she's asked me to take 3 carrots and to cut them in quarter slice medallions. So
Well, it's supposed to be 4 carrots, but this little one lost its...
3.5.
Yeah, poor baby. And then while Sean's doing that, I'm going to, I just peeled this ginger. This is what ginger root looks like. And it calls for 1, like, I don't know what you call that, a stem? I don't know what that's called. Calls for 1.
Pod.
Pod. I'm gonna do 2. And it's really easy. Just kind of take off the knobs or the pads, or whatever Sean called it. And then you just peel it by, I don't know if you can see that. I'm just taking that skin right off. And then I'm gonna mince it in to the stew. Looks like my oil's heated up, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the onions in. Like Sean was saying, it called for 2 onions, large onions. We did 3. I usually double it to 4, but that seemed like a whole lot of onions. So, by the way, thank you for chopping those for me.
You're welcome.
I was crying the other day when I was making the chicken curry. Ugh.
I was misty-eyed.
You were misty-eyed. You can cry, it's okay. Men can cry. They should cry more, you know? I think
Changing the subject.
Yeah, changing the subject.
On the carrots, we have not peeled them. They are kind of the whole cooking. We just have the skins on. And we didn't scrub them too aggressively. You want to rinse them off a little bit when you get them home from the store, but don't scrub all the flavor off the skin.
And the thing is, they're organic. So when you have an organic vegetable, you can typically keep the skin on, depending on what it is. Like, yeah, that's it. I don't need to say more than that. Okay, so we will be right back. This is going to, we're going to saute the onions for about 3 to 4 minutes, and then we're going to add the other ingredients. Okay, so we'll be right back.
We're back. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you start. Go ahead.
Hi, we're back.
Hi, we're back. I don't know if that was any better. Let's try it one more time. Okay, go ahead.
We're back.
We're back. Okay. Now we're going to add to the onions. They've been sauteing for about 3 to 4 minutes. We're going to add ginger. We're going to add garlic, and then we're going to add the beef and cut into stew meat. That's stew meat. I just bought it already made, cut up, so it's easy. Okay, so Sean's going to do the garlic. Go ahead, huh?
How many cloves?
Let's see. I think it calls for. I forgot.
So our daughter.
3 garlic cloves, so we want 6.
All right. Our daughter found these at Aldi. They are peeled, ready to go. And for those of you that use a lot of garlic, I find it to be such a pain, even with the rollers, to take off all the skin. So to take these, there's 6 cloves. You must have one of these little doohickeys that I think you got on Amazon. Throw it in there, and this will mince the garlic for you. Very, very easy.
And then while Sean is doing that, I have the ginger root, and I have this handy dandy tool. I don't even know what this is called. A mincer? I'm going to call it a mincer. Grater, we don't know. I'm going to mince the garlic right into the onions, and that's going to add a lot of flavor to the onions. Onions absorb, so whenever you're putting in garlic or ginger, put that in first, and then put in your beef stew.
It's called a zester, maybe.
A zester. Oh, I like that.
I think the zester's a little
That
small.
could be it.
Okay, so there's my garlic. It is all minced up, ready to go. I usually use a little fork to get the stuff out in the middle, but I would highly recommend. We love cooking with garlic. It's just such a pain to deal with it. It's kind of like shallots. And I've yet to find a peeled shallot bag.
Oh, there's your invention.
My $1 million idea.
Yeah.
All right. Can I add this or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I'm going to be starting to caramelize.
Oh, they
ever
look
so
really
gently.
good. This is going to be really tasty, I hope. Don't you? Woo! Dropped it again. I'm going to hurt myself. Oh, there it goes. That's so nice looking, yeah.
Have you done this one yet?
No, but I did 3 because I figured I didn't want to mince all the way down to the end. So this, I think I have plenty in there.
Okay.
It's kind of like I was cheating. See, I just, when I get to that point, I'm done. I'm going to use it for something else. You know how I roll.
What else are we going to use it for?
I don't know.
Anybody can find a recipe that uses the nubs of ginger?
I
Let us
didn't
know.
say I was going to use the nub. I would just, I
You
don't
said
know.
you were going to use
I'll
it.
cut it
That's all
up
it's
next time.
left.
Oh, it's all good. Okay, now, and I'm so glad you're here to help. And then I'm going to add the beef stew. Do you want to add the other one? Sure. So, of course, I doubled the recipe, so it calls for a pound. I'm going to do 2 pounds. So 1. Sean's got the other one. Just going to check my recipe real quick. Okay, so we're going to do this for about 2 to 3 minutes. And then after the 2 to 3 minutes, we're going to add the carrots. And the wonderful thing about this recipe is, once you do all this, then it simmers for about an hour and a half. Then you're going to add a couple more items to the pan, and then that's it. And so you can make this ahead of time if you're having a dinner party, and just let it simmer. And you can do whatever you want for 2 hours. That's kind of nice. Don't you think? Okay, just like that. It's too hot. I just want to show you. Okay. All right, so about 2 minutes on that, and then we're going to add the coconut milk. We're going to add the tomato puree, and then we're going to let it simmer for 2 hours. Okay, and then when we get back, I've never used this. Do you know what this is? Try to guess.
Rutabaga?
Yes, it's a rutabaga. I've never used this, so I'm super excited. You can use this. You can use a turnip or celery root. And I found this, and since I've never cooked with it, I was like, what? Rutabaga? 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 I'm really excited, obviously. I can't wait. Smell it. Doesn't really smell.
They did softball.
Oh, cooking is fun. All right. Now I wanted to tell you, I did add a little salt to the meat before I even prepped all this stuff because it really tenderizes the meat. So that's a secret. It's a secret with beef. It's a secret with chicken. My friend Sam actually salts his chicken a day before he serves it, and it's delish. So don't be afraid to salt your meats.
Well, it's like a hand brine.
Right.
In a sense.
Right. And then one of the famous chefs, I can't think of her name, she has that show, I can't think of the name of the show either.
That narrows it down.
When I come back, I'll tell you. She salts her meat. And she uses the salt, I think it's Diamond is the brand she uses. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, okay. So let's add the coconut milk and...
Where do we do carrots?
Oh, carrots. Go ahead and throw the carrots in. I think we do all 3, actually.
Well,
Yeah. Coconut milk, and I think we want 1 cup of coconut milk, so we're going to do 2 cups. Oh, I don't even know if I have 2 cups. I use this for the curry recipe, the chicken curry recipe. So if you make that first and make the second, you can use the same milk. So smart. Okay, let's put that in there. I got it. And then 1.5 cups of the tomato puree. Okay, so there's the coconut milk. And then 1.5 cups of tomato puree. I have no idea if this is tomato puree, but it looked pretty puree to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that. And we're gonna put in 3 cups of that. Oh wow, this is just perfect. Huh, who knew? Okay. The thing I love about cooking, Sean, where'd you go? Is that, you know, if you screw up, like if you don't have quite enough, it's okay. It really is okay.
So I know coconut water is not the same as coconut milk.
I don't even think we need hot.
All I'm gonna do,
Okay. Oh, I see what you're doing.
I'm putting a little coconut water into the remnants of coconut milk container, shaking it around, getting every little bit of coconut milk out of this.
That is super, super smart. All right. Thank you, honey. That was really smart. Okay, so I'm just going to show you what this looks like. So this is a little hot, so I'm going to do this quick. Take a look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So now we're going to let this simmer for an hour and a half. And then when we come back, we're going to put the rutabaga in there. We're going to put a bunch of fresh kale and some more salt and put it on for a half hour, and that's it. I may garnish it a little bit with parsley because parsley is so nutrient dense that I'd like to put it on just about anything. So,
and then we're gonna make ginger nub pudding. Stay tuned.
I actually want to see that. Smarty pants. All right, thank you. We'll see you in an hour and a half. You knucklehead. One thing I forgot to mention is that you want to bring this to a boil and then simmer it. And then simmer it for an hour and a half. And then make sure the rest of the ingredients are inside. So I forgot that. Sean distracted me with his pudding idea. Okay, we'll see you in an hour and a half.
We're back.
Hi, welcome back. I wanted to follow up. We had talked about the chef who puts a lot of salt on her meats before she cooks it and all that. And this was the book that I read that from. So I just wanted to share that with you, even though I forgot her name. Is it Samin? How do you pronounce
Samin
it?
Nosrat.
Samin Nosrat.
If you haven't seen the Netflix special,
oh my gosh,
watch it.
So good. Okay, so I did take one of the, did you call it a knob?
A nub.
The nub.
Ginger nub.
The ginger nub. And I just threw it right in the stew, so hopefully that added even a little bit more flavor. And then I don't have to worry about using it. Yay. Okay, so Sean is going to attempt, we've never done this before, we're going to attempt peeling the rutabaga. You take the skin off, and then we're gonna cut it into about 1-inch cubes. You might go a little bit smaller so it cooks faster. And then I'm going to chop up some kale, and I buy this at Aldi. It lasts a long time. I put it in anything I can think of. So I'm just gonna take this, it's already been cut up. I'm just gonna chop it and make sure there's not any big stems. So I'm gonna scoot over this way, let Sean come this way, and I'll chop this. He can show you what he's doing with the rutabaga.
I'm literally just, rather than a vegetable peeler, I'm using a paring knife and I'm going along the outside, much like a potato, but the skin is holding a little bit more than a potato skin. I'm also trying not to cut my fingers on camera.
And the kale is 1 bunch of kale. So I'm gonna go ahead and consider this 1 bunch. And I'm gonna take out any of the large stems like this and then just chop it up. So right now I'm just taking the big stems out, and then when Sean's done, I'll chop it.
I can come over here so you can
No,
get
you're
on camera.
fine, you're fine.
They don't want to see me.
Yes, they do, you're adorable.
It's true.
So the stew has been on for an hour and a half. It's just about ready, and we're gonna put all of this in with it and then put it on for another half hour. And I am really excited to try this twist on beef stew.
It smells really good.
It really does smell good.
So if you were preparing it for a dinner party, as Vicky said, it cooks for an hour and a half, so you have lots of time to get ready and clean up your kitchen. And it will certainly fill your home with a wonderful smell when your guests arrive.
That is
Okay,
so true.
there's the rutabaga.
Okay. Oh wow, that looks really good. See if that's too hot to pick up. It's really starting to foam and come together. It's like really nice. I really love recipes that you can just sit on the stove and let them just, I don't know.
Cook it away.
So nice, yeah. This is the perfect dish because we're in spring right now and we're getting ready to go into summer, but it's still really cold in Chicago. So I love hot stews and soups when it's a little bit colder outside. So I'm just putting that right into.
And the rutabaga?
Yes, please.
Okay. Here's kind of how I chopped it. Uniform sizes to cook together.
And you know what? I just have a little bit of kale left, so I'm gonna go ahead and just chop up, add a little bit extra kale. Anytime you can add a dark green, whether it's just a simple salad. Oh, I wanted to show you. Sean bought these little power greens. Is this from Target? Because it looks like a Target brand. I can't tell, but anyway.
No, Mariano's.
Oh, it's from Mariano's. I just, when I cook something, whether it's a curry or whatever, and I'm eating it for lunch, I always mix this with a little bit of olive oil and some salt and just put it on the side of the plate. And then you add all these power greens to your diet. It's super simple and it's really tasty, don't you think? You really only need olive oil and salt.
Mariano's was bought by Kroger, so I imagine maybe the Kroger brand would carry as well.
Oh yeah, that could be.
Sweet, Simple Truth Organic.
And it's called Power Greens. Okay, I have to show you this. This is so beautiful. Ready, Sean?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, look.
Pretty cool.
That is amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna put the lid back on. It's gonna simmer for another 30 minutes, and then voila, we have a gingery beef and vegetable stew with coconut milk. All right, see you in a half hour. Come on, see you in a half hour. Hi, welcome back. I am gonna thicken up the sauce a little bit. We've got about 5 minutes left, not even quite 5 minutes. And I'm using arrowroot. Arrowroot is a great substitute for cornstarch. And it's a root, so it's super healthy. And it's a great thickening agent. You can also use it to bread chicken and just like you might use cornstarch.
So it's basically just a slurry, about a quarter cup of water and a quarter cup of arrowroot, cold water, and then just mix it all up. And then you add that mixture to the hot mixture.
And it doesn't take long for it to thicken up, so you don't have to wait 20 minutes or anything like that. Just a couple minutes and you're good to go. It's already thickening. As far as the kale goes, if you want your kale a little bit crispier, put it in towards the end. I kind of like it to become part of the stew, but you might want that little bit of crunch. Since I'm putting parsley on top of mine, I thought it'd be better to go ahead and wilt the kale a little bit longer. So we're ready to go, I think. Don't you think, Sean?
Sure.
Let's
great.
serve it up. If you'll grab a couple bowls. And while you're doing that, I'm just gonna chop a little bit of parsley. Remember, the secret to herbs is if you have the stems, I just chop off basically whack off the top of it because there's no stems, and then I just chop it.
There's your end result, a very wonderful looking stew. It smells terrific.
Okay, and then we just want to put a little bit of salt. This is a combination of Himalayan salt and Celtic salt. Just gonna salt a little bit on the top there. Okay, let's just hold this up together so you can see.
There you go.
Look at that. All right, should we try it?
It's gonna be hot.
It is gonna be hot. Thank you for helping.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. You can definitely taste the ginger. That's really nice. Well, that's a nice combination.
And the kale's still got some crunch, which I like.
Does it?
Yeah. Really very, very good.
It's hot.
It is hot.
Oh, go. Have you tried the rutabaga?
I did.
What do you think?
It's very hot. It's crunchy, but it's hot.
You set the bowl down. My hands are hot.
Depending on what your time horizon is too, you could always do the rutabaga slightly even smaller than I cut it. Give it a nice cube chop, maybe 1/4 to 1/2 inch. I did a little bit over 1/2 inch. It calls for 1 inch, but I felt that was just too big.
Yeah, it was really good. It's hearty.
All right.
I think it's the keeper.
Yeah, I would keep it for sure. Very good.
Cheers. Thank you, sweetie.
You're welcome.
Love it. All right, well, thank you for coming to our channel today. I said our because he's married to Vicky Vidalia. So if you like what you see, please subscribe, leave a comment. I'll always get back to you. And bon appetit. And thanks for coming. Thanks, Sean.
You could easily do sweet potato.
I wish you could taste this.
You could do sweet potato in this too.
You could do parsnips, sweet potato. I mean, really anything you want to throw in there. So, but thanks. Come on in and say bye.
Oh, sorry. I thought I said goodbye. Bye.
You didn't know I was still recording. Cheers. So good. I wish you could try this. Thanks for coming.